My brain it cannot process failure. It will not process failure. Because if I sit there and have to face myself and tell myself, you're a failure, I think that's almost worse than death.
I think Kobe better than MJ, skill-wise, yeah. He took everything Jordan did and multiplied it. He did it better.
I actually hold Kobe over LeBron because with everything people saying, Kobe got his 5 championships with the team he was with.
And yeah, that checks out. They tell you Iverson was the fearless rebel, and that's facts too. But Kobe Bryant was built different on a whole other frequency entirely. Kobe wasn't just a killer on the court, he was a cold-blooded warrior, forged in fire, hardened by pain, sharpened by suffering until he turned into something basketball had never fully seen before. Jordan dropped 38 with the flu, or more accurately, food poisoning. One brutal night that turned into legend. One game where discomfort met greatness and history blinked. It was heroic, it was iconic, and it happened once. Iverson ran through the 2001 finals with a list of injuries that looked unreal. Bruised ribs, jacked up tailbone, bad hip, shoulder sprain, swollen knee. Trainers literally hid his jersey because he refused to admit the human body has limits.
We were on a bus one night after he hit his 9th game winner against Milwaukee. My nigga come on the bus and said in front of me and Fish, he's like, yo, I'm better than Mike. I said, what?
He might be, honestly.
He said, yo, I'm better than Mike. I was like, dang, you going a long way with that. Like, you better than Mike? That's how you feeling?
That was wild. That was fearless. But then there was Kobe. Kobe played an entire season with a completely torn ligament in his shooting hand. Not a tweak, not soreness, not day-to-day pain. The injury report read like a medical nightmare. Full radial collateral ligament tear, avulsion fracture, volar plate damage at the metacarpophalangeal joint. Doctors wanted surgery. Trainers wanted rest. Kobe wanted tape. I wanted to tape it, they said, but he was already gone. His finger wasn't held together by tissue anymore. It was held together by pure will. He didn't shut it down for one game like Jordan. He didn't gut it out for one series like Iverson. He played the entire season, game after game, shot after shot, with his shooting hand literally broken, and then he averaged 28.3 points and won the NBA Finals. Pain wasn't a hurdle for Kobe Bryant. Pain was breakfast. Pain was fuel. Pain was the quiet partner walking beside him toward immortality. Now picture the scenario that keeps basketball purists awake at night. 1-on-1, 2-11, your daughter's life on the line. Jordan rises into that smooth, unguardable fadeaway that froze a generation in time. Iverson snaps reality in half with lightning handles that send defenders into another dimension.
I wake up about 2:30, throwing up left and right.
At 3:30 this morning, Michael Jordan woke up with flu-like symptoms, and he couldn't go back to sleep.
I stayed in bed all day. Couldn't eat anything, couldn't hold nothing down.
And Iverson is up. And off the floor, but hobbling.
But Kobe doesn't just beat you. He takes you apart piece by piece, possession by possession. He'll hit the same move on you 11 times in a row, just to prove that knowing what's coming means nothing when execution is flawless. He'll tell you where he's pulling up from, point at the exact spot on the floor, then splash it with you hanging all over him like a desperate prayer that never gets answered. Jordan wants to win because winning is the whole mission. Iverson plays to survive because survival is all he ever knew. But Kobe wants you to remember this moment forever. He wants it burned so deep into your brain that 20 years later, you still wake up sweating, still seeing that fade away, still feeling stuck and helpless.
As tough as he is, he was writhing in pain. So if you see Kobe writhing in pain, then you know it hurts.
Yeah.
And dislocations hurt.
Yeah.
And he had there's different degrees of dislocations.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can see my face, I really had to put a lot of traction on that bone to get it back in place. That's how dislocated it was.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in, and as soon as I did, you could just see that his pain went away. Anybody else would have still been in pain, but he
walked right back on the court.
Yeah, before I could even tape it, because I wanted to tape it, he was already gone.
They'll throw playoff averages at you like that settles everything. Jordan at 33.4, Iverson at 29.7, Kobe at 25.6. Looks clean on paper, right? But numbers without context are just lies wearing a nice suit. And here's the part they never mention when they shove those stats in your face. Kobe's 40-point playoff games didn't happen in one safe era. They came across 3 different eras of basketball, 3 rule books, 3 totally different ideas of how the game should be played. He cooked in the hand-checking 90s when defense was straight-up punishment. He ran through the grind-heavy 2000s when zones and help defense turned scoring into math homework.
him have his index finger, taking it off the ball, using his thumb more, using his middle finger more to get the rotation. Would you ever know that this guy has a broken finger?
Kobe Bryant with his broken finger, last 5 games, 36 a game, no problem.
Then he adapted again in the pace and space era. The game opened up, spacing got wider, but defenders got smarter and faster, and he still ate. That's why Mamba mentality isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. Jordan mastered one era and owned it completely. Iverson owned his era and bent it to his will. Kobe moved through 3 versions of basketball and dominated all of them. Like a shapeshifter who understood that adapting wasn't survival, it was just another way to dominate.
I think Kobe better than MJ, skill-wise, yeah. He took everything Jordan did and multiplied it. He did it better. So
it had more, it added success to it.
What did he do that MJ didn't do?
Dude, he had a fadeaway drive, pump fake, this way.
He enhanced the perimeter skill set. The
so
toolbox on the perimeter.
Yeah.
When you talk about footwork,
so
he took MJ's mid-range footwork and he put it to the footwork.
No. Y'all let media it.
You know I'm a student.
Kobe, okay, you a student? Then why are you talking about Kobe enhanced MJ's moves when you're only talking about MJ 95, 96, 90? Kobe don't look nothing like MJ in 84 to 93. He don't know who that is. He learned Michael Jordan's old comeback with the post-up fadeaway. That's the MJ he mimicked. He did not mimic Air Jordan.
In 2001, when the league still allowed violence dressed up as defense, Kobe averaged 29.4 points per game in the playoffs, while getting grabbed, shoved, and held on every possession. No freedom of movement, no favors, just punishment. In 2009, when zones and help defense were at their peak and scoring turned into a 5-man puzzle, Kobe still averaged 30.2 points per game and took the championship by cracking every defensive code thrown at him. Different era, same result. Then came his final playoff run at age 33, a torn Achilles that ends most careers on the spot. Before the injury finally took him down, he was averaging over 30 points until time finally claimed what defenders never could.
I actually hold Kobe over LeBron because with everything people saying, Kobe got his 5 championships with the team he was with. When they went down, he went down with his team. When they came up, he came up with his team. He never felt like he had to go to play with Ray Allen to win. He put the team on his shoulders. When people said, well, you only got those because Shaq was with you. He got them without Shaq, without Move It, same location. Can't say you're the king if you following other people to play. Not where I come from. You can't do that. You can paint narratives, but even when people act a certain way, when they get around real men, we know who's who. Because you can't lie to me. You can lie to other people that's infatuated with things you've done, but I can see through it.
Jordan mastered his game to perfection. Iverson perfected his own wild, fearless style. But Kobe mastered basketball itself. Every version of it, every evolution, every possible way the game could be played. Now let me paint you a picture of suffering that makes other legendary performances look light. Jordan's flu game, he fought food poisoning for 44 minutes, and yeah, it was heroic, iconic, unforgettable. Iverson's 2001 run, an elbow that needed daily drainage, multiple sprains, bruises everywhere. A warrior poet writing verses in pain, but Kobe's entire career was a medical impossibility doctors still don't fully explain.
Mamba mentality is not a mentality, it's a lifestyle. I've seen Mamba mentality destroy more careers than I've seen it help. Too intense, too hot. People want the flame, but they don't want to touch the fire. Are you willing to put aside things that aren't as important to you?
In 2000, he played through an ankle injury in the finals. In 2002, he had food poisoning against the Spurs and still dropped 40 points between bathroom trips. In 2008, he won MVP with a torn ligament in his shooting hand that should have meant immediate surgery. In 2009, he won a championship with a broken finger that never healed right. In 2010, he had an arthritic knee that needed in-game drainage, needles in his knee during timeouts, and still won Finals MVP.
The consistency of work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then you can get to where you want to go.
In 2012, he played with a broken nose and a concussion, wearing a mask like a superhero who didn't need a secret identity. In 2013, he tore his Achilles, walked to the free throw line, sank both shots, then walked off on his own like death itself couldn't stop him. The Lakers medical staff once said any other player would have needed 10 surgeries by then. Kobe just taped it and played. Jordan and Iverson played through pain when it showed up. Kobe lived in destruction like it was his permanent address, his home, his normal state.
Of all the creatures that you could have pulled for yourself, why that one?
Because it spoke to me, the length of the snake, the accuracy of the snake, the temperament. I step on the court, that's me. I don't play around. I'm not there to be your best friend. I am there to destroy you.
He wanted that assassin, that killer character. Why?
Revenge.
On?
Just the public, on, losing, grace, falling from grace, and to redeem himself.
Jordan mastered the triangle, a system built perfectly around his greatness. Iverson was the system. So Larry Brown built everything around letting AI be AI. But Kobe, he could run the triangle flawlessly or burn it down completely and still find a way to win. Under Phil Jackson's tight structured system, Kobe won 5 championships. Under Mike D'Antoni's 7 seconds or less chaos, he averaged 27 a night at age 34. Proving speed wasn't the point, control was. Under Byron Scott's, whatever that offense was, Kobe dropped 60 points in his final game on 50 shots because systems were just suggestions to him. That young Kobe didn't need a system. Systems needed Kobe to survive.
The thing is, you must put everybody on notice. I'm here to be an all-time great. There was nothing that was going to get in the way. It was nothing that was going to stop me. I made a horrible choice. I went from a person at the top of his game to facing 25 to separate myself. So I created the Black Mamba to embrace the villain nature that's in all of us, using that as a weapon.
When I stopped worrying about useless titles, start winning championships. In my Laker runs, I wasn't the best player on the team. I knew that, but I knew I was the most dominant. So I knew my role. I knew what I had to do. I wasn't worried about a useless title. So with those two young...
When Phil left in 2004, Kobe averaged 27.6 points per game. When Phil came back in 2005, Kobe exploded for 35.4 per game, one of the wildest scoring seasons ever. When Phil left again in 2011, Kobe kept winning anyway because the system didn't matter. The coach didn't matter. The philosophy didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was Kobe's will to smash everything standing between him and a win. Iverson changed culture. Cornrows, tattoos, hip-hop in the NBA, and that was revolutionary, necessary, transformative. Jordan changed business, turned basketball global, built a sneaker empire that still runs the game today. But Kobe changed how killers are made. He changed how greatness is chased. He changed how obsession became a daily method. Mamba mentality isn't a phrase for a t-shirt, it's a religion now. A way of life that goes way past basketball. Every young player waking up at 4 a.m. to train, that's Kobe's ghost dragging them out of bed. Every player putting up 1,000 shots after a loss, that's Kobe's voice saying, it's not enough. Every player pushing through injuries that should shut them down for months. That's Kobe forcing them to question their own limits. And in the final 5 minutes of playoff games, within 5 points, when everything is on the line, the numbers tell a story certain TV debates never want to touch. Skip says Jordan never failed in the clutch, that he was perfect when perfection was demanded. JJ Redick says Iverson had more heart than anyone who ever lived. But the numbers say something colder. Kobe shot 48% in those moments. Jordan shot 46%. Iverson shot 41%. And even that doesn't fully explain what clutch really meant to each of them when the lights were brightest in the 2010 finals. Game 7, Kobe went 6 for 24, and everybody loves to replay the misses. They circle the percentage like that's the whole story. Nobody talks about the 15 rebounds he ripped down on pure will alone. Nobody mentions he scored 10 of his 23 in the fourth quarter, when the championship was hanging by a thread. Nobody wants to say he dragged his team to the finish line when his shot was dead. His body wasn't responding, and the night was screaming this wasn't supposed to be his moment. People love that today's NBA talk. No hand checking, more space, freedom of movement. They say Kobe would dominate even more. Let's talk reality. In 2006, with hand checking still legal and perimeter players getting beat up, Kobe averaged 35.4 a game. In 2013, at age 34, in the so-called Modern Scorers League, he still averaged 27 a night. He put up 27.3 points on one leg, one arm held together by tape and willpower. If prime Kobe played today with this spacing, these rules, and whistles that turn scores into free throw machines, we're not talking small upgrades. We're talking 45 a game minimum, and that's being respectful. Before you call that wild, remember this. Kobe dropped 81 points with Kwame Brown at center and Smush Parker at point. He scored 62 3/4 on Dallas and sat down because the job was done. He had 4 straight 50-point games when defenses were allowed to straight up rough him up. In today's NBA, where you can't breathe on a shooter without a whistle and landing space is sacred, Kobe would average whatever number he felt like that morning. 50 factorial, 55 factorial, 60 factorial. It would depend on how much pain he wanted to hand out that night. When Jordan retired the first time, the league kept rolling within weeks. Houston won 2 titles, and nobody shut basketball down to mourn. When Jordan retired the second time, the Lakers three-peated, and the game kept evolving. When he retired the third time with the Wizards, most people barely noticed. When Iverson faded out, fans felt nostalgia. They missed the style, the culture, the rebellion. Life kept moving on. Seasons passed. Debates continued. Basketball never stopped. But when Kobe died on January 26, 2020, the entire world stopped breathing. Not just basketball, not just sports. The whole planet froze trying to understand what was taken away. And players who hated him broke down crying on the court. Rivals who fought him for decades couldn't even speak through the tears. Cities that booed him for 20 years lit candles in the streets. Soccer players wore number 24 in leagues Kobe never played in. Tennis players showed up in purple and gold to tournaments he never attended. Presidents mourned. Prime ministers mourned. Even the Pope mourned, because Kobe wasn't just a basketball player. He was something bigger. Skip Bayless will never say it on TV. Stephen A. won't say it either, because it shatters the Jordan first narrative. The media machine won't allow it, because too much money lives in mythology. But deep down, in the quiet corners of their basketball souls where truth actually exists, they know. Jordan chased 6 rings, got them, and walked away satisfied. Iverson chased respect and earned it with blood, honesty, and rebellion. But Kobe chased pain. He made it his closest friend, his daily companion, his reason for waking up at 4 a.m. every single day for 20 straight years. Heroes get remembered. Legends never die. But Kobe became something else entirely. He became inevitable. If this hits you, like the video, subscribe for more real basketball truth, and share this with someone who still understands what Kobe really was.